Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Pre-Market Live Show. Today is Wednesday, June 11th, almost in the middle of June already, this quick. And we'll see how the heat map looks and what everything looks like. But first, all information presented here is for educational information purposes only, not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. How is everybody this morning? And here we go. I'll flip over. There's our heat map. It is a little bit flat right there. And what is it? The CPI is today or something? Yeah, CPI report today. Dow futures slip. U.S. and China agree trade truce framework right there. Goldman says market is heading into a news vacuum and there's weakness under hood or something like that. Weakness under hood. And the biggest IPOs look a lot like the biggest stocks in the market. Stock futures slip as U.S. and China agree to framework for future trade talks in the CPI report. And stocks and dollar cautiously welcome latest U.S.-China trade. These 10 what the heck is that word? I don't even know. But anyway, here we go. And we'll look at the Jolie's jumpers right here and see what's popping. So here we go this morning, and we'll see it's just a little bit flat. I mean, it's completely flat right there. So here's ABCL. And that thing is jumped up. Let's see. It might have been continuing from yesterday. It was. And yesterday it was popped up there. And today it's just kind of hanging out. And I bet a lot of these are jumped up from yesterday, like Carm. That one looks like it might be already pulling back there. Yes, it is. And that jumped up big yesterday. And CHNR right here. This is the one we were talking about last night, that China Resources. And I was saying, be careful with this until after it splits right here. And it is up what? I think it's actually probably down from where we saw it. 67 opened at 73. Yeah, so this thing is down, and I'd be very careful of that this morning. And let's see what CNET is doing right there. That thing has popped up a little bit, and it probably is continuation from yesterday. And it was running around a little bit there. But again, the market is completely flat, so I don't think too many are popping up. This one looks like it was KBSX, and that could even be a yeah, there was some yesterday, but that one you can tell ran today 208 to 349. It's at 233. So you can keep an eye on that steel company in the Singapore KBSX and NUWE. Holy cow. And this one was trying to curl up. I know we looked at it the other day. It was way down right here. And it is trying to curl up. It still has some setup time right there. SSY right here. And Sunlink Health Systems, that was running up yesterday as well, and a little bit today. So there you go at your SSY and VTAC. We did look at this last night. It was running up already yesterday. And let's see what's doing this morning. Not looking bad. This one didn't look too bad. And there was another one, VXRT, which is exactly the very next one on our Jolie's jumpers. So this one was also running up last night. And we looked at these two, VXRT. And here you are, Vaxart. And that thing was jumping up, like I said yesterday. So the two of them had been jumping up, VTAK and VXRT. And what about our Wang and Lee right here, WLGS? And let's see, it was looking a lot better down here and trying to crawl out that basement for good old Wang and Lee. So we'll keep an eye on that and see when that wants to move. And there you go with your Jolie's jumpers. Thank you very much, Asian Jolie. And let me take a look and see what our laptop lowdowns are doing right here. XFOR X4. I remember looking at this not long ago. It is down there in that channel, not looking too bad right there for XFOR. BIYA right here. And this one's taking a nice little dip for sure. And it does look like it could be trying to bottom out. We'll take a look at it today and see it's in that basement straight down. So we'll see when that wants to get set up. HCAI, another big one, dip into the basement. And we'll watch to see when that gets set up. HKPD was running up there, hitting some resistance. Remember, guys, we were looking at it way down here at the dollar range. Now you're at $1.90. So that one wasn't bad just beware, could pull back at that resistance and then set back up. So that's what you're looking at for HKPD and MWYN, that Marywin or Marwin. That's what it was, Marwin Holdings. And this one is way down there, MWYN. So yeah, that one took a huge dip and then it dipped down some more. And that OMH isn't looking as bad, but I don't think it's crawling through right here like we were talking about the other day. It was running up and it is curling up, hitting that line, but I'm not so sure it'll get through right there. So you might see another pullback and then it gets set back up. NVVE right here, it's up a little bit. Let's see what it's doing. NVVE. And that one's not looking bad. It just has to get over to 20. So keep an eye on that. If it can get it back over that 20 right there, that could be a decent one. NUWE, we already looked at, and ZBAI. Let's see what that's doing. That one would look like a China one with the letters, but it's ATIF Holdings right here. And let's see, because ZBAI is way down there. AZBA. Oh, hold on. There we go. And that is way down there. We'll have to keep an eye on that one to start curling back up, see when it's ready. But there you go, everybody. I would say that's a good list right there. Luis Rodriguez has a few. Let's look at these guys real quick. So let me take a look and see what Luis Rodriguez has. The old FedEx. How's that looking? It's just a little bit flat, but looking pretty good. At least it looks flat there. And it is looking pretty good right there. That is this morning, and it looks like it was running up there. So FedEx looking pretty good. ALB, Albert, what is it? Albemarle? I have no idea. Some specialty chemical company, and that's up a little bit right there. ALB. And not looking too bad. It was jumping up pretty nice. Have to see how that rolls. ASML, this one I'd been setting up. I keep doing ASM, but there's ASML, and that is up another couple bucks trying to get into the top. BLD, Top Build Corp, not too bad. I think it looked like it was running up yesterday some, and then a little bit more this morning, it looks like right there on June 10th. So that, or wait, no, that was yesterday. I'm sorry. It's June 11th. What the heck am I even talking about? That is yesterday's date right there. So there you go. That is not moving. I'm sorry. And Elf, what's Elf doing? That thing's still trying to move up. It's still in the top right there. That's pretty impressive. And this Fang right here, Diamondback Energy, hitting that resistance right there for FANG. And we'll see if it can get through right there. But we were looking at that as well last night. And MU had looked good. It's up a little bit more, I think. And QUBT right here, quantum computing, was trying to run back into the top. I think the only one that wasn't was that QBTS, that D wave. And that doesn't look as bad. QMCO not looking as bad either. So there you go. Thank you very much, Luis Rodriguez, right there. And Laptop Travel and Asian Jolie, some good list all there this morning. And let's see what's going on with the SPY and everything else. Good morning, everybody. How are we doing? And let's take a look and see. Here's our SPY. It is down this morning a little bit. Not exactly sure why. It looked pretty good last night. But we'll see what's happening. And like I said, that CPI comes out today, and it looks like the market's waiting for something. I mean, just look at it. It's just kind of hanging out doing pretty much nothing right now. Let's just go through our big caps and Mag 7. Apple, just a little bit of pullback, nothing crazy. Amazon, a little bit of pullback, nothing crazy there. Google, kind of the same look right there, just a little bit of pullback. And Meta has some pullback right there. It's still up in the top. And let's see what Microsoft's been a beast, and it is pulling back just a little bit. And like I say, I would expect Microsoft to come out of the top pretty soon. And the video right here is running up there and not even looking bad, trying to get into the top area. So that's when these guys will run up and obviously in the top and make the market run to them all-time highs that I've been talking about. And here you go, a Tesla. That's bouncing back up, hitting the 20. I don't know if it's going to crawl back through right here, so you might have some setup time where it bounces around in that channel. So we'll keep an eye on it. And that is your Mag 7. Let's see. AMC is down a little bit. GameStop was pulling back on earnings. It did look like it wanted to pull back there. and Chewy was pulling back because that was way in the top, and it is. And Unity's doesn't look bad out of all them guys, but Netflix right here has been pulling back. It's under 1,200 right now, hitting the 20. We'll have to see what Netflix wants to do as it hits that 20, and AVGO pulling back has some good support there at that 240, but we'll see what happens. It was run way up, and MU is still running up there and looking good in the top for the moment. And TSM has been running up and looking good once it gets to almost that 220 area, it looks like. And let's see with SMCI not looking bad. I'm telling you, this one is getting set up right here. If it can keep itself up like that, it'll be in good shape. AMD down a few cents, and that one's setting up real good. And good old QCOM right here just pulled back a hair, but that one's in a bullish trend. And Intel had jumped up yesterday. And let's see, just a little healthy pullback, nothing crazy. And good old PayPal right here is kind of just pulling back a little bit, but that thing was looking good. All eyes on CPI. I agree, Luis Rodriguez. I must say, the market, you can tell, is waiting for something this morning, and the CPI is what is going on. And Snow is pulling back a little bit, still in the top. Good support underneath of it. And how about Dell? A little bit of pullback to that 20, nothing crazy. And Palantir right here, a little bit of pullback. Sophie was looking good right here. Has a little bit of penny pullback, nothing crazy. That one's looking good. Mara and Riot, they're setting up right there. At least Mara is. Riot doesn't look too bad. Here's your Clean Spark. That's trying to get set up. And MicroStrategy right there is just getting set up. It may have some pullback as it's setting up. And let's see what Fun is doing, because it was looking better last night, but it was having some fun. It was in the top, and we'll see what's happening, and we'll see what's going on with our crypto. Bitcoin's at 109,341, Solana's at 164, Ethereum 2768, and Ripple at 232. Cardano ADA is at 71 right there. So Ethereum 2768. So there you go. That's what the Stock Cube says. And again, if anybody's interested, the Stock Cube is 10% off for Father's Day. So check it out. I did post a link about it, and you can check that thing out. And it's just a straightforward link, no affiliate or anything. I just love the product. It's awesome. And you guys should check it out. I saw it was on sale, and I think it's a fairly new product, to be honest with you, but it is an awesome product. I love it. It makes you feel like you're on Wall Street while you're sitting here looking at it scroll around and you're trading. It's very cool. So you can check that out. And again, 10% off at the Stock Cube, and the link is there. They are from the UK, so I think it's like the stockcube.uk or something. I posted the link in their X account too, so you can check it out. Any questions, just hit them up. The people are nice over there. I've talked to them before, and a really cool product right there, the Stock Cube. So anyway, let's get rolling right here and see what else is going on. That was our crypto and everything else, and our big caps Mag 7, and the market is a little bit down right there. Let's see where our SPY is this morning. It is down $1.28. It does not look terrible though. And Laptop Travel, so good morning. It's slow, and INEO right here. That was a good one, huh? That one was jumping up there, not looking bad. INEO. So that does not look bad, and all eyes on the CPI. So that's what everybody wants to see. And how are you, Barbara? Good morning. She would like to see Dynasty or something. NAC. Yeah, Northern Dynasty Minerals. That's what it is. And here we go. NAK right here. Good old NAC. Let's see what this is up to, if we can get a NAC for it. It's hitting that top area right there. You can see it has good support. I would expect, a little bit of pullback as it gets set up, but it does look like a good one that gets set up. And I bet a lot of these guys, I can probably run through them real quick. Some of these are going to be getting set up. They're just pulling back right there. Like CRML, not looking too bad right there. And I know there was a couple other ones. And it's weird because some of them ran up already and some are getting set up. Remember GTI right there? That one was, look at that thing way down. Actually, it was running up a little bit. There's that IONR right here. And that's just kind of setting up LAC. We've looked at that a bunch of times. So yeah, I think the mineral ones could be cruising. We looked at some last night, and we'll watch that to see if it gets set up. Here's that GTI. I remember it ran up, pulled way back down here, and nice dip. So I might have to keep an eye on that GTI Graph Jet Technology. I know we were looking at that. And let's see, here's your INEO right here. And let's see what else is going on. INEO and that KBSX. CNET right there. NCNA, that's a good one that we had early. And OUST, oust. That was oust. It went ousted and it's run up there, but it's way in the top, so be careful. And Canopy gross up a little bit, hitting some resistance right there. Let me see if anything else. NTCL right here, way down, trying to curl up. And let me take a look. That DNA doesn't look too bad. That Ginkgo Bioworks right there. So keep an eye on that thing. And we'll see what else is going on over here on the scanners. VTAC right there, INEO, NCNA, and Wang and Lee, Green Lane right there. And a bunch that we've already looked at, that HCTI and CARM. There's Tesla and your China resources right here. But like I said, I'd be careful. Plug trying to cruise up a little bit better. And we'll take a look at that and see what's happening over on the volume side. If anything else, CNET, and that one's running up there. Let me see what else. HSDT. Where did I just see that? There it is. And that is curling back up, looking way better. Remember, that was on our list. Good old Helios Medical Devices. And there you go. HSDT curling back up. Big old run right there. When was that? Was that today? HSDT. We were just looking at it not long ago, like a day or two ago. And there you go, 81 to 216. It's at 190 something. So that thing's cruising right there. So you can take a look at that as it's running up. Them VXRT and EVTV just kind of hanging out there. And let's see. I don't see anything else grabbing my attention. So there you go. That's what it looks like. And you guys are right. It is pretty flat right there. And CHNR, one of the reasons I'm so bullish on it is they have a $1.75 billion lithium acquisition and a $1.75 billion lithium acquisition in play. And like I said, I think it'll look good. I just would like it to reverse split first. And that does come up in like a couple days here. So there you go, to China Resources. And it did just run up, don't get me wrong. And that's why I don't think you're going to see that run up before the reverse split. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think it will. I think we should let it reverse split soon because it does in a few days. And it is at 65 cents. It opened at 73, got down to 57. So, yeah, I'll be keeping an eye on. A lot of people were talking about last night. And Tesla's the one that's up this morning. Everything else is kind of down right there. Let me see if I'm missing anything over here. And it is a pretty flat market right here. And obviously the CPI and OUST is moving. I think DJT is trying to run a little bit. That's always a good look right there. DJT, that's up a hair. And INOD, that QUBT is moving along right here. And APLD, that applied, I think, is down possibly. And yeah, that thing had ran up in the top. Maybe it wants to curl back up right there. This is sailing along right here. SAIL, Sal Point. Look at that thing. And how about play? We looked at Dave and Buster's last night, and let's see what that's doing. PLAY, I had that on the list for us, and it was running up yesterday. Let's see what it's doing. 27.90, and then pull back a little bit. So we'll have to look at that. It is in the top right there, not looking bad. So I'll keep an eye on that. And that Ginkgo Bioworks, like I said, DNA, that looks pretty bullish, guys. So we can keep an eye on that one. And I guess we'll be keeping an eye on the market and the CPI right here, as you can see at 8:30, the core CPI, and then some other stuff happens after that. And then tomorrow is that's today, and tomorrow's a PPI. So today's a CPI, tomorrow's a PPI right there. So you get the double dose right now, Wednesday, Thursday action. So there you go. That's what we're looking at on a Wednesday. It looks like I got everything. And again, it's pretty slow as a snail right now in the market. Nothing really happening. I can't say that anything's really jumping out at me at the moment. and that's what it looks like. So I would say we'll be waiting around to see what that CPI looks like in an hour. You can tell the market's waiting for something, and it's a little bit pulled back. Could be just a little healthy. I don't think it's anything crazy right here for the market. The SPY is down a little bit, but it still doesn't look too bad, just sitting there. And obviously, we'll see what the CPI says. And then I still think we're still waiting to hear some more news on that China trade stuff. So your NCNA is up some more, and that was a really good one right there. So I would say that's a good pre-market review, and we know what's going on. We'll see, keep an eye on the SPY, see what's happening there, and the CPI at 8:30. So that is what it looks like at the moment. And thank you for tuning in, everybody. Be sure to follow along on X and YouTube, and like all the stuff, and like the feed and all that good stuff. And all information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only, not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. And MTPL is down 5%. And let's see what that's up to. MTPL. What is that Meta one you're talking about? Hold on. Meta Planet. MTPLF. That's what it is. And it is pulling back. We'll wait for it to pull back to this line and try to roll up, but it's making a pretty good base right there. So we'll keep an eye on that. And that's what it's looking like right now. Like I said, nothing really crazy at the moment. So a little bit flat, little pullback, if anything, but does not look too bad. So keep you guys posted. We'll see if we see any crazy poppers happening, and we'll be Meta Planet. Gotcha. Thank you. And we will keep you posted, but we'll be looking at that CPI in about an hour to see what that thing says and see how the market reacts, and then we'll go from there. So thank you again for tuning in. Greatly appreciate it. Be sure to trade smart, lock in those profits today. Follow along, and there you go. I'll keep you posted. Goodbye, good luck, see you later, and have a great day, everybody.